Right, I'm Harry. I live in Essex in the UK, and I'm on a bit of a sort of mission to try and make camping in the UK less like camping in the UK as you would remember as a kid, where it's an unenjoyable experience that you want to be over as quick as possible so you can get home and get back to normal life, but more like they have it in South Korea or in Japan or even a bit more in America, where it's almost like a religion in South Korea and Japan, and they really look forward to getting out all the equipment, setting up nice, getting a really nice camping area, making it comfortable, making some really nice food, and it all being about family and friends and just enjoying the experience together. So I'm trying to do this with my friends that live locally to me and some of my other friends that don't, and this year I've got a young son, and instead of going abroad we're gonna do a lot of camping this year. So this is like right at the start, my first basic equipment that I've just brought and where it's starting, and hopefully if you stick with us you'll see how it can grow in the future and all the different things. Now, something to tell you about me. I love a nice quality brand. I like getting into a brand and then getting everything that goes with the brand so it all matches. So right now the things I'm loving are everything that's coming out of Yeti. Make awesome products, expensive, so far worth it, like the quality, but we'll go into that more later, and Snowpeak. So I think the two brands complement each other because they make different things, but they go really well in the outdoors activity area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break it all down, set it all up, and show you like my basic IGT camping setup. Not Snowpeak.
What is it?
It's just a bag I found.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I've actually ordered a camping bag, a better one. It's coming, but this is the collapsible IGT. So this is the newer IGT setup, and it's fully collapsible. But they don't at the moment seem to make a collapsible IGT bag that will incorporate the legs and the setup.
Okay.
So I just had this old bag lying around, and it happens to fit perfectly. So at the moment I'm using it, but it's not. It could be much nicer.
How do they feel in the quality of them?
Yeah, so this is all stainless steel. This is stainless steel. This is stainless steel with a lot of alley. I would say if you were going to compare it, it would feel like, I would say it feels as high quality as like aeroplane. It almost feels like it's manufactured by the same company that probably like manufactured like the aeroplane seats when you go on a plane. It's like really good stuff, but it is expensive, obviously. And interestingly, my mate Alistair, who is actually a CNC engineer, he looked at this stuff and he said he couldn't manufacture this for as cheap as they're making it, although I think this is quite expensive. Like this frame alone was like 220 quid, UK pounds that is, including VAT at 20%, and he said that he couldn't make that for that. Although I thought that was expensive, he said that's still quite cheap for the materials used.
Yeah.
These are the 830mm legs. Now these options you can have 830mm, 660, 400 and 300. I'm quite a sort of, I'd say, well, I think I'm an average height. I'm actually probably a bit above average. I'm 6 foot tall, and to stand, I thought I'd rather do that than kneel down and cook. Although I know in Japan, in South Korea, they much prefer the kneeling down sort of cooking, and they often cook like this, and they have it at that height, and they go for the 400mm legs or the 300mm legs. That seems to be more common. So that, I remember as well, when I bought this, I looked at how the legs went in, and I thought, how can that be that strong? But honestly, you get like a really, as it clicks in, you line up this with this little hole, and you get like what I would call like a really positive connection. So you have to line it up, and when it goes in, it goes in. It's not going. Yeah, when it goes in, you twist it. It's really strong. I'll show you when I flip it over now. Considering that's 8 separate pieces, it's pretty sturdy. It's covered in crap because it has actually been being used today. So that surely is a good thing, right?
What's real life?
This is the Snowpeak like carry bag, but I like it because it's fully waterproof, and it's like a really heavy duty fabric that you would think you could like, as it's like a waterproof texture material, you'd think you could pierce it with a knife. You'd have to really go for it to pierce it. It's like a super strong material. I always feel like it's the stuff that maybe some sort of like rib boat would be made out of. Really heavy duty. So I fit this in and use this as a sink. And obviously they've thought about that because it fits perfectly in the IGT frame like that. So you've got like a sink. I'll move this out of the way a second so you can see what the Yeti set up. This is the Yeti gobox 660. Sorry, the Yeti gobox 60. This is 60 litre. I'll just show you what we got in here. So this is how I have mine. So in here I've got my hunting knife I got when I was a kid from Lapland. It's a good knife. I've got my Silky Pocket Boy wood saw, which is just such a nice size, so sharp, does everything, such good quality, Japanese. If you've never used Silky before, I really would recommend it. I've used lots and have lots of different Silky products. I've got in the top here, and I also love how they've incorporated this storage area into the top of the box, because otherwise it's a bit of dead space. I've got the Gerber axe, which hasn't seen much use yet. Really nice splitting axe. This design here, so when you lift it out of the wood, it comes out the wood easier. That's like a hammer. It's made of like a composite material. You press that button there, and then secretly stored in there you can have a lighter, some spare paracord. Really nice size. You can use it just like that as a tool, or you can use it obviously as like a normal axe. But that fits easily in the top of there. You could actually have a bigger axe go in here. Zips that up and that all shuts. This, I just keep in here some firelighters. Here I keep lots of different pocket knives, like this classic Victorian X pen knife, which you can't be without, and also another absolute classic. This is a classic, an old Opinel knife, and again, I think just for like a pen knife, can't beat it. Super cheap, but super good. I also always keep a first aid kit in here. I have a pair of leather gloves, and this is the Snowpeak blowtorch, foldable, really nice. So you press that down, clicks out, and we'll cut to in a second, and I'll show you that working. We'll come back to that, Jack. So these are the long tables. This is the long one. So you can get the shorter one, you get the long one. With an IGT 4, which this is, so 4 compartments, 2 longs fit perfectly on an IGT 4. So I know when I was looking at buying these, I was like, is 2 going to fit? But but they do fit really nice. If you run it to that end, fills the space perfectly. Okay. Went for this brand. I'm not even sure what brand it is. Got it from Mountain Warehouse in my local town. That was £9. The Snowpeak equivalent is like 60 quid. I'm sure the Snowpeak one's better, but for £9, can't go wrong. Super lightweight. The Yeti box also comes with a divider, but the divider is also a chopping board, which I think is pretty cool design feature. These are my little stainless steel storage boxes. I always put the stainless steel storage boxes near the burner, because if you want to then put a hot pan from the burner onto the boxes, you can. Snowpeak knife chopping board set, love that. All I will say is everything of Snowpeak feels really, really good quality. I feel that the wood used here is quite a poor quality wood. I think it's a type of poplar, and for the cost of what this is, I think they could have done better personally. So if I'm being critical, that's not the best. The knife's excellent. Really, really good quality knife. Really comes sharp out the box. Love that. But the actual foldable chopping board, I'm not that impressed with. Now, weirdly in the UK, I couldn't get hold of the Snowpeak burner, which you can get in America and you can in Japan and everything. So I had to order this on eBay from Japan. I'm not quite sure. There's obviously some regulation as to why that is, but so that fits in here perfectly. It's quite tight, but it does fit. And then you get your gas. Your box falls over. Get your gas. Screws on. You can get these gas from anywhere, just any camping store. That then clicks like that. Hangs. Now, Snowpeak don't do this. Dometic. To be honest, I think Snowpeak don't do this because Dometic have just got it wrapped up. Just they perfected it. So it's an 11 litre bottle. You literally just unscrew that so it can breathe. Come in here. You've got your Dometic tap, magnet onto there, clips onto there, charges with an iPhone charger. Just literally double click, and you've got running water. Really, really handy. And to be honest, when I'm camping or out in the woods, having running water is the most useful thing you wouldn't believe. Haven't got a Snowpeak mug, just got a Euro Hike one. I think my brother's getting me one for Christmas. So let's fill up the kettle, and we're going to get a cup of tea on the go. This thing goes so hot, it cooks things too fast or anything. So good. It's the best stove I've ever used. Mark. So yeah, that is my basic IGT setup. So just to talk you through what we've got. So we've got the collapsible IGT4. We've got the 830mm legs. We've got the two half unit storage boxes in stainless steel. These are much bigger than you think. They're also quite heavy, just be aware of that. But this is the one I normally put the food in that I'm going to take for the day. In this one I keep things like condiments, ketchup, an extendable fork, my Snowpeak titanium spork, which is so light you don't even know you got it in your hand, a little brush to wash up because that is super useful, obviously a cloth, dry nut cloth, tea bags, cooking oil, the old salt and pepper, nice and cheap, fairy liquid for washing up, another spare knife. Now you say we've already got one knife, why have you got two? Well, I have one for cutting meat and one for cutting vegetables. Now weirdly, this is like a separate, this knife is that you can buy separately. The blade is slightly smaller than the other knife and the handle is a lesser good quality. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that handle is not. This is less good quality. And although this knife, RRP, is still a £50 knife. That's how quick we boiled our water. That's boiled ready. Tip that out. And last but not least, a mini Tabasco. So, just to carry on from that other running through my setup. So, the two half IGT containers, stainless steel, heavy but really useful, super versatile. You can use them in lots of different ways, either just for storage or in your IGT setup. We've got the Snowpeak single burner, which to be honest, unless you're cooking loads and loads of food, is ample. It's such a powerful burner. We've got the Snowpeak chopping board with the inbuilt knife. We've got the Dometic tap, 11 litre tank, chargeable with a USB-C charger, and we've got the Snowpeak carry case, which also doubles up as a sink. We've also got the table extensions long. I've got two of them. They fit perfectly with the Snowpeak IGT collapsible setup. So when you've got these in front of you on this side and you're leaning over, it gives you quite a lot of backache. So I've moved this one here, but you're now going to say, how can this long table extension go on this side when your gas burner's hanging? You can't obviously just have your gas burner just hanging down like that. If you look in your burner box bag, there's a little piece of metal which everyone says, what the hell is that bit of metal? As did I. This is the little bit of metal, the what the hell piece. The what the hell piece goes in here. Drops in that little gap, and then this hangs there. Most people don't know that. So now I can move my IGT table extension long to this side, which I kind of prefer, having it on this side. Reason being is that when I'm making food for people, like Jack who's filming, I've made him a cup of tea. Instead of going, no, Jack, it's there, I can serve it to him. I can make the food here and I can serve it to people. And it's much less strenuous on your back. Yeah, that's my basic setup.